Greeks we read about in textbooks were actually the Minoans, Etruscans, and Macedonians, groups that were ethnically indistinguishable from the Moors of America. So-called black Americans built Greece and Rome before being bleached out.
The original Greeks were melanated Peloponnesians and Macedonians, vassals of the Moorish Carthaginian Empire.
Systematic Renaissance iconoclasm whitewashed this Asiatic antiquity, burying the true masters in Vatican.
For the first 100 years, the story of ancient Greece was, in truth, a story of Africa. These mosaics, carved in stone and glass, show statesmen and soldiers with distinctly African features, full lips, broad...
Preserved in glass and marble, the faces of a forgotten Hellenic world gaze back at us. Warriors, scholars, athletes, and royals, people of deep bronze and onyx skin, etched in stone and gold.
I wanted to read to you a letter that's from one of our forefathers. This is from William Penn. This letter was written in 1685. He wrote it to the traders of London. This letter, if you'd like to read it, the book I'm reading it from, you can find it in more than one way. But this book is The History of Dauphin County, D-A-U-P-H-I-N, Dauphin County, Pennsylvania. So please listen up. This is William Penn telling you. I found one of the lost tribes of Israel, of the stock of the 10 tribes. I want to read you to his words. They're an offering. Again, you're seeing his words written in a book. These are not my words, and I'm reading them to you. The natives I shall consider in their persons, language, manners, religion, and government, with my sense of their original. For their persons they are generally tall, straight, well-built, and of singular proportion. They tread strong and clever, and mostly walk with a lofty chin. Of complexion, black, but by design, as the gypsies in England. They grease themselves with bear's fat clarified, and using no defense against the sun or weather, their skin needs must be swarthy. Their eye is little and black, not unlike a straight-looking Jew. The thick lip and flat nose, so frequent with the East Indians and blacks, are not common to them, for I have seen as comely European-like faces among them, of both as on your side of the sea, and truly an Italian complexion hath not much more of the white, and the noses of several of them have as much of the Roman. Their language is lofty yet narrow, but like the Hebrew in signification full, and you can read further. What I want to do now is scroll down and get down to the end of what he has to say. And then, now you see I'm scrolling right through. I want you to be able, this is a history book that you can look up yourself today. This is History of Dauphin County. You can see that at the top there. I'll give you a minute so you can actually screenshot that and use this. I definitely love to have you. These are free. They're on Google Books now, so you can go in there and get all these things for free. This teaches you about their government is by kings, right there, not by chiefs. Okay, and more to read there about what Shema are and things like that, words that we still use today. And here we go. As we get down here, for their original, I am ready to believe them of the Jewish race. I mean of the stock of the 10 tribes. And that, for the following reasons. First, they were to go to a land not planted nor known, which to be sure Asia and Africa were, if not Europe. And he that intended that extraordinary judgment upon them might make the passage not uneasy to them, as it is not impossible in itself from the easternmost parts of Asia to the westernmost of America. In the next place, I find them of like countenance, and their children of so lively resemblance, that a man would think himself in Duke's Place or Berry Street in London, which if you didn't know, that's where the big synagogue is in London, and feel free to look that up. When he seeth them. But this is not all. They agree in rites, they reckon by moons, they offer their first fruits, and they have a kind of feast of tabernacles. They are said to lay their altar upon 12 stones, their mourning a year, customs of women, with many other things that do not now occur. So, just wanted to refer that back. Let you hear directly what William Penn has to say. We have his full letter in our forums. We do share that in our forum, so we look forward to having you over there. Again, this is Charles with Human Origins Revealed. Please go in and check out our account. We have a lot of exciting history coming at you now that people like Billy Carson and other mainstream people are coming on board with what ancient origins of the original races and their representation in North America means. It's making it easier for us. We're excited to share these things so that you know. Our government in the world has known since 1685 that some, or and maybe all, but some of the 10 tribes of Israel are right here in America. So